pretty cheap.
Hello guys, welcome to the stream commentary for Felix, Auger, Aliassime, Yosuke, Watanuki, Washington. As you can see in the title, round of 32. I actually call it the second round, but of course it is technically that. And yeah, what are you expecting from this one, Jakub? How excited are you by the premise of this match?
It is definitely an exciting match. We have seen Felix Auger struggle mightily across both of the natural surfaces. I believe that he has won one match since Miami, beating Pablo
Yeah.
Llamas Ruiz. Watanuki, of course, last week he got to break the top 100 without even playing a tournament. Thanks to some other results going his way, he had a very weird first round with Yibing Wu, of course, having to retire after fainting on court, being up a break. 4-1 up. So it's definitely a weird match. We don't really know what to expect here, but I think it should be pretty close. Whatever result we get here.
Yeah, like pretty awful form for Felix. Even when he was healthy this year, he was not in his late 2022 form. His backhand was definitely more exposed than last year. And when, when the injuries started coming in and like he never really got the rhythm back. So why would he have it right now? Let's see. I mean, I am assuming that there's going to be a bit of rust, and of course, Watanuki has like the best serve for his height on the tour or something. So yeah, I'm also expecting a pretty close battle here, and hopefully this will give us like some entertaining an entertaining match. And honestly, Watanuki, whenever he's played guys like this, right, like top 20 players this year, every single time it's been definitely thrilling. Like maybe he hasn't won a match like this yet. He lost to Zverev at Wimbledon. He lost to Hurkacz in Stuttgart, where that was probably his best chance at a win like this. But also Nori, also Tiafoe. Yeah, basically 4 matches against top 10, top 20 or like top 20-ish players, because I'm not sure if Zverev was already in the top 20 or not. But I think he was probably, no, he was 21st from what I can see. So yeah, just 4 matches like this, every single time he's coming really close, and it makes sense with how aggressive he is, and definitely a nightmare matchup in the early rounds.
Yeah, he definitely shows up for bigger matches, bigger events. He's a very talented shot maker. Now we get to see that talent on the main tour as well. Hello to Elena. She's asking us to give Dominic Thiem some love. Of course, he completed a pretty impressive comeback, 1-6, 6-3, 6-4. Not as impressive as Alex Molchan's comeback from earlier today. But yeah, what were your thoughts on Dominic Thiem turning that match around?
I thought it was. I thought you were going to ask me about Alex Molchan, and you don't want to hear my thoughts on this match. But Dominic Thiem, the only thing that I'm sort of asking myself about is like, what's the end goal, right, for Thiem right now? What is the desired achievement, the desired result? Like, let's say in a year, because if you're asking like whether this win gets him.
I can't hear you. Damian's been having some issues with the microphone, but yeah, I mean, what's the end goal for Dominic Thiem? I guess ultimately he must believe that he can get back to the level where he was before, as a slam winner. I think once you reach that level, it is hard not to believe in yourself that you could reach that level again. Is it realistic? Probably not, but I think it's obviously not the same situation as Andy Murray, because the physical issues were so much more pronounced there, and he's out there just because of the love of the game. Whereas Dominic Thiem, I'm not really sure if he has a concrete goal in mind.
Yeah, I'm not really saying about a concrete goal that he like has to have, but if we're just thinking of like balancing between the top 100 and like between the just outside the top 100 and the top 100, this win certainly gets him closer to finishing in the top 100, but that's not
Mhm.
really what like his fans are hoping for, right? I mean, they have to be
Of course, yeah.
thinking of like something bigger. I really don't know what that is at this stage, because I really lost like all faith that he's going to compete for big titles again. But yeah, maybe what Elena is saying, even top 50 right now would be pretty huge. And when he played Abandon yesterday, the forehand was looking as if from the past. Yeah, today I don't think it was really. He played a horrific opening set, like that was on par with the Travaglia third set that he had recently in a challenger. And then I just kind of felt like Zhang was actually never that good in the first place. And once team just sort of became more consistent, it was game set match. But yeah.
So
Weird.
we are getting started with our match here. Auger Aliassime will start on serve. The winner of this match will face Ugo Humbert, who was on court before these two guys on this same court, beating Tanasi Kokinakis 7-6, 1-6, 6-4. But here we go with Felix to serve.
Yeah, that's obviously a winnable match. Humbert, if they can progress, but also, of course, not an easy opponent this year.
This is the first serve off of the tape, bounced wide. Second serve goes wide to the forehand, gets a forehand back, and hits that plus fun forehand with some nice power there down the line. 15 love. $15 love up, goes body serve. Misses that one long though.
Yeah, sorry, I have to figure out my streaming, but I'll be back to talking soon.
Hits that second serve in, back in exchange, inside in from Watanuki, and then misses that one cross court into the net. 30 love for Felix. Nulan says that Svitolina is looking fantastic against Kasatkina right now. She usually does. She has never lost to her before in 7 previous matches. So it's probably her best head-to-head record that she has against anybody. But yeah, Svitolina has looked good this week as well.
Yeah, it is pretty insane. The last time they played this year, I was fully expecting that this is the best chance, right? That Svitolina should have at Kasatkina, and it still was not. Like it was a fairly tight two-setter, but not what Kasatkina was hoping for, especially with how she was playing up until that point at the French. So yeah, it's just pretty ridiculous that it's still going to be likely 8-0, especially as these matches have actually happened at very different stages of their careers right now.
Watanuki missed the return there, so it's 40 love for Auger Aliassime. Goes down the tee with an ace and seals that game. Very nice opening game for Felix to get us started here. Will be interesting to see how Watanuki responds. He hasn't really had much rhythm yet. There was one sort of a more extended rally. Everything else has been quite short and easy for Felix so far.
Okay, I'm finally back. But from your comments, I mean, I pretty much assumed that there was not much that I missed in the opening set.
No,
opening game.
Simple hold for Felix. Now we have Watanuki serving here, goes for the wide serve, but misses that one off of the tape and out. Second serve for Watanuki. Goes wide again, nice kick serve, and Felix almost surprised by how well he hit that kick serve. Misses the return long, 15 love.
Yeah, we might get a lot of these easy holds in this match for sure. Of course, both players tend to serve extremely well, so hopefully there's still going to be some tact.
Lost your sound again. 30 left for Watanuki. Best tournament for Felix to revive himself. Yeah, I mean, it sort of is almost now or never. I mean, he has this US hardcourt swing, and then he's defending all of his points almost on the European indoor hard. So if he wants to stop himself from having a big fall towards the end of the year, he really needs to start banking the points already now.
Yeah, best would be Toronto probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but well, we'll see. But definitely in a North American hardcore season, he needs to go pretty deep here in order not to get into the indoor season where he defends everything just undercooked, as he's been running into the previous 5 tournaments in his path here, right?
Yeah. Was Felix carrying an injury? I'm pretty sure he was. It should be resolved now. I saw some sort of interview with him today. I'm not sure what the exact injury issue was that was sort of plaguing him, but it says that it should be fully resolved at this point.
Yeah, I recently checked like where Felix Auger-Aliassime is in the ATP race, and it's about top 50. So yeah,
Not
that
good.
kind of tells you how much of a drop off he could have if he doesn't defend any of these indoor points. He got a bit of a
Yeah.
rally here finally.
Back in exchange there, 40-15 for Watanuki. Misses the first serve.
Svitolina last 16 US Open, she is still very much like draw dependent, right? Or actually not
Mm-hmm.
anymore, maybe. I guess with the top well, she could even get to like top 16 seeding, right, if she goes crazy in these events. But of course she's probably going to have to face one of the top 8 seeds in the third round if she remains in the 25-32 ranking range. So that could be an issue, but hard to say without the draw. But
Yeah, I mean,
um
if she gets Iga or somebody like that in the third round, that's
yeah, Sabalenka,
unlikely.
Świątek in the third round.
But sort of
um
power ranking wise, she definitely belongs in that top 16
yeah.
of the total field.
Especially as it seems like she started, the North American hardcore season so well, which maybe isn't even that big a deal, right? On grass, just before Wimbledon, she won 2 games against Linda Fruhvirtova, so
Yeah,
maybe it doesn't
Watanuki
even
held
matter.
for 1-1 here. We have Felix back on serve. More aggressive off of the return that time for Watanuki. Sets up a nice forehand for himself. Felix misses the next forehand into the net, left 15.
Yeah, Watanuki against big servers is like such a hit or miss. But then again, once it clicks, once a few good points on return can be linked together, that's gonna be very threatening and yeah, putting a lot of pressure on the server, Felix in this case, of course.
Goes down the tee for the next serve. Watanuki running around the backhand, and Felix once again cannot get his next shot over the net. Love 30 here, and a bit of a chance for Watanuki early in this match.
Yeah, deep return got him to a pretty advantageous position, and he takes it. Very decent start for Watanuki. I mean, we are talking about Felix being undercooked. Watanuki hasn't played since Wimbledon, but I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's still not the same as Felix has had, with 1 win
Yeah,
since March.
way out on that serve for Felix. Love 30 down, second serve. He goes body serve with it. Watanuki jumped into it, but the backhand goes wide, 15-30. Yeah, Nolan is mentioning Jennifer Brady and her match yesterday, where she, of course, destroyed Kalinina. Yeah, and he's asking if we can see a resurgence from her this year. I mean, I think on the US hard courts, especially, she will be a threat in these early rounds for players.
Yeah, I missed her match against Kasatkina. Sorry, Kasatkina Kalinina, of course. I watched the two she played in an ITF, and well, maybe they weren't all that great. Like she looked healthy. She looked like one of the like recently we've had so many comeback players who like just seem like they waited for long enough, like they knew when to come back. And I think
Mhm.
she definitely is among them. Some rust was of course natural in Granby, and yeah, excited to try to catch her against Madison Keys, which I think will tell us a lot as well. But yeah, it's like middle of the night for me, so I don't rate my chances very highly. And a great return from Watanuki, right? Gives him the break point.
Yeah, gives him the break point. He missed two in a row that made it 30 all, and after an aggressive return, Felix can't get it back. It's 30-40 here.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, I suppose, like that double-edged sword of his returning. But this time the balance is very much in the reds, in the blacks, sorry. And
Misses the first serve into the net, Felix there. Second serve down at break point. Break point. Aggressive there again, misses it into the net, and we go to deuce.
yeah, as Elena is saying, like something that I just don't feel like without watching the match, I just don't feel like Kalinina is like that sort of player where this result means a lot because she is sort of susceptible to these sorts of losses, right? I mean, she is getting blown out like on a decently frequent basis, I think. Even when she has great results, she like mixes them with just performances where she cannot do anything. The French probably being one of the main examples where she reached the final in Rome, of course, the biggest result of her career, and then is just blown out by Diane Perry in the opening round at the French. So like just without watching, I am a bit hesitant when it comes to this result
Yeah,
from
Felix
Brady.
comes through with the serve. Watanuki missed the next return after the last one, and now finishes it out with an ace to hold for 2-1.
Yeah, Shihari was also earlier talking about Felix and like the disappointment dating back to Turin. Yeah, given the form, everyone was thinking that he could have a good chance at the semi. He was in
Yeah, but
that
that form
Nadal
also
group.
meant that he had like a lot of matches played coming
I
into it. I don't know.
know, but you have like a week before the ATP finals, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and he was of course in the Nadal group, and while he defeated Rafa, he just lost to Ruud and Fritz. Where I guess the main moment when it went wrong for him was just that opening fixture around loss to Ruud. But yeah, that was already somewhat disappointing. I guess like if you were just to make a power ranking of the players, he would probably be number two, number three at that point in time. I mean, definitely
Yeah,
behind Djokovic, and then
definitely
it's
top of his
kind of
group.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah, top of his group as well for sure. Rune would have been close, but of course he was just an alternate, and eventually didn't end up playing. So
But yeah, Kalinina, as you said, she is more likely to sort of take a bad loss like that to Brady,
yeah,
quite severe. Keys will be tougher with the serve. It's going to be fewer sort of opportunities for breaks. But
yeah.
I'm very curious about that match for sure.
Then again can spray a lot, so it's like a completely different matchup. So in a way, maybe we're also going to like, even if Brady wins it, we might also still be looking for some answers. But yeah, main thing is like in Europe whether we can actually watch it, and I'm gonna try, but yeah, it might be a failed attempt. I think
Yeah,
it's like
Felix
about
taking up a
3 a.m.
super
for
deep
me.
returning position uh
Hmm.
on the first serve of Watanuki, steps up a bit for the second. approaches here. Watanuki misses the passing shot wide. Love 15. Can one of us reveal the actual age of John Silk? I mean, I've met him in person now twice, and I don't know how old John is at all.
I've met him in person too. How old can he be? I mean, he's definitely way older than us.
Yeah,
He
probably
must be like
probably not
30 at
older
least.
than combined.
Yeah, I
But
don't think he's older than combined. Like 30, definitely. I think he could be about
oh yeah,
40. That's how I would
yeah. I would get
assume.
sort of late 30s for John.
I decided to try to Google it, and there's this John Silk West Brom president who died at the age of 89. That's not John Silk of Talking Tennis. Definitely
No,
not. So I don't think we can
Benjamin
Google
Button.
it. I mean, I'm
But
sure John would
Watanuki
just tell
meanwhile is
us,
down love 30 on the serve here. A couple of bad misses. Felix has been sort of more aggressive in the rallies. So after having a break point in the last game, he might be in trouble himself here. Misses the first serve again. More aggressive with that second serve, running around his backhand. He's going into Felix's backhand with the shots and misses that backhand wide. He was looking for an angle but couldn't find it. It's love 40.
Yeah, very
Three,
quickly has like taken a complete turn.
yeah, 3
Watanuki
break
putting
points
some
for
pressure
Auger Aliassime.
on Felix with the returning, and then yeah, just a couple of pretty sloppy points. I guess that's the part of that's a part of Watanuki's magic, you know. Sometimes you're gonna see 10 great shots in a row, and sometimes you're gonna see 10 mishits, or rather poor errors. At least he comes up with a big serve now, so one of them is saved. The combined age comment is nasty. Like it's not that far off.
Yeah, I mean, we have a
Yeah,
combined
it's
age
definitely not
of
bad.
like 46, I
46, I
think.
think. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So 33.
I mean, it could be 30.
It could be 33. No. Then again, could it be 33? Like I'm pretty sure he was watching tennis in like the late 80s. I don't know how old he was back then. This is a great segment, by the way. I love it. Pretty much, Nurlan, so you actually heard him claim 33. So you think that if you ask him, he's not going to tell you the real answer. That's
It's quite interesting.
yeah, I don't think we can Google that. I'm pretty sure John told me at some point, but I just don't remember anymore.
Felix misses a backhand wide at 30-40, so we're back to deuce. Watanuki saving 3 break points here. Damian talking about the late 80s like it was before the birth of Christ. I mean, just mathematically, 33 and watching tennis in the late 80s just doesn't add up.
Exactly. I don't think it's possible that he was born in 1990. No. Because I'm pretty sure that he was watching, like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he told me about watching some tennis in the like late 80s, early
Yeah, I mean, I'm
90s,
pretty sure he was talking about like Becker
yeah,
or somebody.
yeah. I think Boris Becker was like one of his first idols on the tennis court. So you know, I'm pretty sure he's older than 33. Yeah. John is not here, Elena. We have a different
No,
beast here. Shrihari, you probably know him from the channel as well, and he commented on the stream already. What's going on here?
we have a bit of a dispute where Watanuki, I think, assumed, or maybe there was an outcall from the crowd. Maybe they're claiming. So he stopped play. Auger Aliassime lobbed him, and that ball was in. So right now the umpire is speaking.
Yeah, I do hear
to
the
somebody.
outcall. I just rewinded and I do hear the outcall. I don't know. Like it sounds just like the electronic line calling, you know? Yeah, I think it was the electronic line calling, just giving
Yeah,
some.
they're going to replay the point here.
Yeah, Nurlan, he's not conducting the stream today, no. So we cannot ask him at the moment.
No.
Yeah, we don't really know the extreme joy of watching an absolutely gorgeous flame-haired Boris Becker leaping for a net dribbler. Like we've watched it on replay, you know, of
We yeah
course.
we can watch it back, but we can't experience that sort of magic live,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
It's not the same when you know it's coming.
Hello to Cedric. We have Deuce here, misses the first serve, Watanuki.
Hey, Cedric.
Good body serve there. Felix gets it back though. And a big forehand inside in from Watanuki to set up the advantage for himself. Wonderful
Yeah,
winner.
that was a massive strike. Barely went in, but it catches the
Yeah.
line. How disturbed are you, Jakub, by the fact that you cannot watch Goffin Sachko right now in San Marino? I'm trying to watch both at the same time. We'll see how it
I'll be
goes.
watching it back later probably, or highlights if there's highlights of it or something.
Yeah, sometimes we get
Watanuki holds
highlights.
for 2-2.
So yeah, from Love 40, basically four huge serves, and then this 1 point on deuce where he had to go hard with the forehand. I mean, technically he probably didn't have to go hard or and big with it, but well,
Chose to go
that's
hard,
that's what
yeah.
he did, and it
But
paid
that's how
off.
he
But
plays. He goes hard.
yeah, apparently that's not how he used to play as well. Like I don't really remember all that much from Watanuki's 2022 campaign. It just wasn't that great, you know. We didn't get as many chances to like watch him in later rounds in challengers, but like
Yeah,
he
until like
himself said,
October or something.
yeah, until Kobe, Okaichi, and etc. Like there he was already super aggressive, but apparently like he himself said that he was at times way too passive in 2022. So yeah, so apparently it's not how it looked always, but like from what I remember from him, like in 2019-18 when he won Kobe for the first time, for example, and was runner up, I think, in Kobe, he was always like, yeah, just jumping to every shot and taking the ball as early as anyone on the tour, really. But then again, it was also in Kobe, one of the fastest venues probably on the circuit. So
Yeah, he tried to do the same, missed on the return, so it's 15 love for Auger Aliassime, second serve here. Catches the toss, goes for it again. Going into the backhand, close to the line, but we continue playing. Forehand cross-court exchange, aggressive from Watanuki, and he gets it to 15 all.
yeah, another deep return, and then he just kind of played it perfectly twice to the same corner with the forehand, and was enough. But of course, it was mostly won by that deep return, forcing Felix to have volley on the baseline.
Yeah. I'm looking at the stream. There's a very old ball kid or ball person, I guess in this case, behind Felix. It's a bit distracting.
Is he as old as John Silk is?
Probably definitely older by a good decade or two, maybe.
Oh, there's John. Yeah. Uh, John, tell us, how old are you? Because there's
There's
well,
been discussion, examination.
exactly, and there are contrasting opinions. Like Nurlan says that you're definitely not 33, but apparently you said something. We also think that you're not 33, because it wouldn't really make sense with your fascination for Boris Becker, right? Unless like the first time you watched him was 1996 Australian Open, but I don't think that's true. I think you told me about like Wimbledon in the 80s. Maybe not the
Yeah.
first Wimbledon title he won, but maybe like later on. So
Auger
And it,
Aliassime wins maybe a little bit of a difficult point. He was at the net, ball sort of bounced up off of the tape, but he puts away the volley easily, and he gets an ace here as well, 40-15.
yeah, no one thinks you're 32 or 33, but apparently that's what you told Nurlan or someone else, and Nurlan saw it. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, yes. I just think I specifically remember John telling me that he watched Wimbledon in the late 80s, but I don't know if that's actually true. Like, I might be misremembering one of our very famous conversations in the kitchen, as we were supposed to call that podcast.
Felix holds for 3-2 as we go into the changeover. That is so funny, Shehadi, that Tsitsipas can see idol at Sampras, because he is like the biggest Federer fanboy, like just in his like play style that you have ever seen. Like it is just so obvious when you see him play. Like even back in the juniors, it was just like, oh, okay, this kid loves Federer. This is why he
Can you
plays
be a
like he
Federer
plays.
fanboy without a slice, though?
Well, I mean, he has the one-handed backhand. Just
I
doesn't
know,
slice
but
it.
like, can you actually? I don't know. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. Of course, probably Grigor was the main guy when it comes to
Well,
Federer
yeah, he was
comparisons.
the
Like,
original baby
yeah,
fed.
if he had like a bit more on the serve and the forehand, that would actually be very close, I think. But then again, he has the flexibility. So I'm not saying Roger wasn't really flexible or like he wasn't great on the defense in his peak, but Dimitrov is kind of on another level in that.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that Tsitsipas tweet about like not having money to put gas in your car or something? That really tickled
Um,
me.
I think so. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, just like it's like he just so shamelessly steals these tweets. Like I don't think he even thinks about like the optics of him like tweeting something like that as like a multi-millionaire.
yeah. Did he delete it or?
I don't know. It was a while ago. I think it was like a week back maybe.
Yeah, maybe this one he deleted, but like when I enter his Twitter right now, like I see just wild stuff. Finding a song you love is like meeting a soulmate for a few minutes, or we often remember the lyrics to a song but struggle to recall what we learned in school. It's just so
Okay.
random, you know. But I kind of like it. Like at least he has a very at least he has a very unique way of treating social media. He should be giving credit though, like when he's
Oh yeah, I
stealing
mean, like
content,
he's
that's
like
not good.
stealing these tweets from just like regular users and like fully
Yeah,
just retyping them. Watanuki went for a massive forehand there and missed it way long, love 15.
and
It's two
sometimes he
three.
just steals these thoughts about life like completely, and sometimes he just rewrites and says the same. Like there was this
Yeah,
Vange tweet I think about Jean Courier, and Tsitsipas just basically rewrote it, and
yeah,
it was different, but you could still see that it's like the very same model. So yeah, I don't really understand it, but then again, at least we know that he is like he doesn't have an agent for Twitter or something. He actually does it himself, I think. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm just laughing at Ghosty's comment. Great play there from like the Watanuki with the net approach.
yeah. 30-15 up, very well executed, lovely put away volley.
Ooh,
I think you're actually ahead of me at
yeah,
this point.
I'm sort of jumping between two streams. One is ahead, one is behind. So
30-15 goes out wide with the serve. Auger Aliassime slices, drop shot from Watanuki. Auger Aliassime gets there, and with a lovely sort of backhand volley, puts it away for 40-15. Who are your favorite commentators right now? Myself, and no, I mean, I don't think I have any favorite commentators really. I have a lot of commentators that I think I dislike, but I don't know if I have any favorites. I guess like Navratilova is like a good commentator. Despite all of her sort of hateful stuff sometimes on social media, I think commentary wise she's still quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have my favorites either. Like on Polish TV, I have a couple, but like that's not gonna tell you a lot. And generally speaking, I like watch a lot of streams without commentary, or watch a lot of like I don't really watch like Polish TV and that only. Like I usually watch some without commentary, some American, some Polish. So it's like a big mess. I don't know. Darren Cahill comes to mind,
Darren Cahill is good, yeah.
Yeah,
40-30, lovely slice serve ace to tie it up at 3-all.
I don't have anything against Mark Petchy as well. I don't know. Definitely there are like more commentators than I just accept rather than I actually like. Maybe it comes with the job, sort of. You start questioning what these people are saying and like feeling that you actually know better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think a lot of us have this sort of thing where like we sort of just are waiting for an error from a commentator or something, and yeah. Jimmy Arias, I can't really say anything about his commentary because I wouldn't even be able to tell you like if you got me a match with Jimmy Arias commentating, I wouldn't recognize his voice, but like I know him by his reputation and opinions that he unfortunately shares with the world. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, I got to listen to an Andrew Castle John McEnroe duo on the BBC
Ugh.
during Wimbledon. It was during the Bublik match, and they went on this whole rant about how him sort of like approaching on the return, or standing near the service line to like mess with the opponent's heads, how that is like the most disrespectful thing that they've ever seen in tennis, and how it should not be allowed. And it was just like the most like tennis dinosaur like 15-minute segment that I that I had to listen to.
Oh, Mike Cation is my favorite commentator, I guess.
Oh, my Cation
Uh,
is brilliant. Yeah.
yeah, but that's of course it comes with the challenger love, and but yeah, I guess I would have to say that this is my favorite commentator. Like when there's US challengers and I'm even like not interested in a certain match, I sometimes just put him on in the background. So I guess
Turn
I
it
would
on for
have
the
to.
Cation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Watanuki
think
approached
he has to
here
be
off
my
of the
favorite.
turn and misses a sort of easy volley here. 30-15 for Auger Aliassime. He's been very aggressive, approached off of an aggressive return, and
Cedric can't wait till Andy Murray becomes a commentator. Yeah, that will be pretty exciting. Like a lot of the like current pros, I think, could make at least interesting commentators if they like show up for a tournament every year or something.
yeah. Wozniacki is a very good commentator. She was on the BBC for Wimbledon, and I think that she did some tennis channel maybe before that as well. She was good.
Lots of people are praising Chris Eubanks as well. Like personally, I haven't heard enough, but yeah. Would Wu be dominating Felix Auger-Aliassime as Ghosty? I mean,
I
I
don't think the match would be that different at this
yeah,
point.
they actually have like fairly similar playstyles, I would say. Watanuki Wu, of course, there are certain differences. Like Yiping person basically doesn't have a serve, but
Mhm.
yeah, just how early. I mean, doesn't have a serve is a stretch, but it is one of the weaker serves on tour, let's say, or like at least one of his biggest weaknesses. Maybe not one of the weakest serves on tour. Maybe that's too much. But yeah, they are just so hyper aggressive and take the ball this early. I think it actually would have been a pretty similar matchup for Auger-Aliassime. Also, it's
Return
hard to
goes
say
long
whether.
for
Huh?
Watanuki, 4-3 Auger Aliassime.
Yeah. Also, it's hard to say like whether Ibink was actually going to win against Watanuki. Right? We only saw 5 games and it
Yeah.
was one break. Who knows? Thank you, Alana.
Yeah, I remember Sloane Stevens being a pretty good commentator when she did it, but that was like 5 or 6 years ago at Charleston for a one-off, and she was quite good.
Let's who would be a better commentator, Felix Auger-Aliassime or Yosuke Watanuki?
That's tough. That's tough. I think Felix would probably be more interesting. I don't know if I've really heard Watanuki speak, if I'm being
I've
honest.
heard him because I talked to him. Like he could be a bit tough to understand, I think. In the long run, you kind of have to like sometimes, stop and think about what word he has just used. So, um,
Hmm.
unless it was Japanese commentary, then certainly he would be a little bit better than that. And Nurlan is
Yeah,
also asking one more thing about the commentator stuff. Do you think a commentator should be super educated, informed in tennis, or has to have a natural, likable voice for radio?
I think
A
both.
balance of both, yeah, a balance of
Yeah,
both. Like if you have I don't think you have to have like a very likable voice, but if it's just like ugly,
yeah. It can be annoying. Like I saw a lot of people complaining about Jensen Brooksby commentating. That apparently it wasn't a very pleasant experience. He was like breathing into the mic a lot, and like his voice wasn't like didn't sound great. Uh, but ultimately, I think there's enough people out there where you can have a combination of both.
Yeah, and if you have like some mannerisms as well in terms of how you speak, that's also not going to be great. But probably a combination of both. Like the biggest one for me, for sure, is actual knowledge. But
Yeah,
yeah, voice kind of has to be there at least on like a not annoying, in a not annoying type of way. If Felix goes the whole year without a title, where would he be at? I mean, feels like he's regressed. You're talking about like rankings,
I mean
basically.
he would be like outside the top 30 at least.
Yeah, if he doesn't start winning soon, he's gonna be like around top 50 at year end, or even a bit lower. Um, has he regressed? In a way, for sure. Part of me wants to just say that like we're witnessing why Felix Auger-Aliassime is not like Grand Slam winning potential. But of course, he's also had his health issues, and who knows.
Yeah, it's tough to judge this season because he was very. I mean, he was like slightly underwhelming. It felt like for the first quarter of the season, where you probably weren't expecting him to make semis or something in Australia, but you would expect maybe quarters or something. But zero titles. Yeah,
And
it's
his record
it's
in
definitely a
finals
bad
has
season.
improved. His record in finals has improved. What is it
Career
now? Like
wise,
4-9, 4-10. I have to check that, but
yeah, I mean, if he doesn't pull it together career wise,
yeah,
this is
it's four
definitely
nine.
a regression. It's not the end of the world because he's still young. He can still change things, turn things around. But when you sort of look at how much panic there is on the women's side around like Coco Gauff, there should be like twice as much panic around Felix, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I just don't feel like there's as much hope and expectations regarding Felix
Mhm.
as with Coco, right? But yeah, like if we just put them at the same level, yeah, there should be more panic about Felix probably.
Easy hold for Watanuki here, for all. What do Auger, Aliassime, and Karatsev have in common? Is it do they have like the same title total? Is that it?
No, it has to be something more interesting, right? Um, Felix and Aslan Karatsev. Probably there's a few, Karatsev only has one title, and it's on hard courts. Like Felix's is also on hard courts, but Felix won indoors 4 times, so that's not it for sure. Um, I don't know. Well, just one Grand Slam semifinal. The best, like their best result at a slam is the same.
Oh, there you go. Slam semifinal before winning a title.
Okay, slam semifinal before winning a title, so it was more or less that. But okay. Yeah, except Karatsev didn't have a single final, but when he reached the slam semi, right? And Felix had 8 of them, I think. So that's a pretty interesting comparison there, to the comparison to make with Karatsev being still ahead of his all bigger achievements. Oh, Karatsev actually has 2 titles, right? No, not one. Sydney as well, but yeah, still 0 finals before making that slam semi, and Felix already had 8. Once upon a time, it was always said that he has 8 finals, but he's like 19 and he has 8 finals, right? Or 20, or however old he was, 20 probably. And yeah, right now we are sort of past that moment. He already has the titles, but still doesn't look like winning a big one yet.
30 love, second serve. Felix goes down the tee with it. Watanuki misses that return way long. 40 love here.
And I can already tell you that the next return is also going to be missed. So we have 5 for Aliassime, and the last few games have not been all that interesting ever since the guys, got out of some big trouble, especially Watanuki with the Love 40 hole that he was in, 1-2. Yeah, so far basically what we were expecting. Not many rallies, especially Watanuki, of course, trying to return so aggressively, and it's like mixed results so far.
Yeah, some payoff there. He will not be under pressure. 4-5 down.
Yeah, and Jordan Thompson, by the way, has defeated Adrian Manarino. This is a matchup that has been happening all the time recently. Fourth time this year already. Manarino won in Newport and Dallas, and Thompson won in Hertogenbosch, and of course, right now in Washington. Yeah, very, very exciting rivalry. I feel like anytime they play, you don't really know what's going to happen. Like Newport, Thompson lost the opening sets. What was it? 6-love, I think. And then it was still a tight match. So
yeah, we also have Dan Evans embroiled in another wild match. Lost the first set 2-6 to Gregor Barrer. Bageled him in the second set, and now they're on serve. Evans up 3-2 right now. And yeah, Svitolina ended up routining Kasatkina 6-2, 6-2. Adds the 8th win to their head-to-head.
6-2, 6-2. Wow. Didn't Kasatkina like win a title at this time last year? I'm not sure if it was Washington. I think it was like San Jose, right? But
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was San Jose that is now no longer on the calendar. More
yeah, but that's like basically the
of
same.
Californian tournaments. They're just cutting more and more every year.
That's like basically the same, right? With yeah, I just wanted to say that WTA San Jose last year is basically WTA Washington this year. With the 500 status. Yeah, what will happen with Andy Nakashima?
I think Murray wins probably. Like it will be a lot of extended rallies. They're both solid baseliners. Nakashima might take a set or just sort of push him in sort of 2 tight sets. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty even with Murray coming out on top.
I don't really have a favorite in that one. First match of the hardcourt swing for Murray. Nakashima looked like pretty decent so far in Atlanta and in Washington. Probably some of his best tennis of the year so far. So yeah, I think it's pretty unclear. And also, I'm just looking at the conditions, and of course, as usual in Washington, it's very hot and pretty humid. So I don't know. Maybe that's something that Murray won't like all that much. But I don't know if it has that much of an impact in order to like be relevant.
167675 with a 1917 tiebreaker, says Shrihari for the score prediction.
Yeah, like 10 match points. Yeah, probably. That would be still shorter than that Kohlschreiber-Murray tiebreak, right? But not much shorter.
And 1530 here as Watanuki in sort of a longer rally misses a forehand into the net. and a chance here for Felix, a bit of a chance.
A little fortunate there, Watanuki, that this first serve that clipped the net is actually in still, so he doesn't have to. He can just try again.
Yeah, quite lucky on that one. Misses that first serve way out. So we'll see a second serve here, down 15-30. Goes into the Felix backhand, and he misses that one very poorly as well, 30-all.
Yeah, Felix pointing at something there. I guess he's not really sure if it was, I don't know, he didn't like something about the bounce, or maybe he wasn't sure if it was really in, but doesn't really matter. Of course, great second serve from Watanuki to get back to 30-all.
Yeah, we went out wide with that serve, and Felix misses the return, 40-30 for Watanuki. John is asking when Brody's on. Brody should be on shortly after Evans is done with that deciding set. He's up 4-2 now and serving, so might be.
So they have like a British court there, right?
Yeah. Well, before that they had women's doubles on it, and after that they have men's doubles with no British players. But the only singles matches on that court are British men's matches.
They could have put Glaspol Heliovara as well on that match and on that court, and Ram Salisbury, and then they would have had an all British court. Or Mari Nakashima, of course, also an option.
Watanuki, what a touch, pulls out a drop shot to tie this setup at 5-all.
Yeah, clearly shocked Felix there. Not even an attempt to go after it, and if he just got run at it straight away, probably had some sort of a chance of making it. But yeah,
he was just sort of, it was a longer rally. He tends to be further behind the baseline than Watanuki in these rallies.
Yeah,
and then he just took advantage.
Good moment to do it as well after the drop shot, after the slice from Felix, like the spin that already was on the ball already helped out Watanuki. He didn't have to do all that much himself even.
Felix 5-all, Watanuki off of the first serve this time. What a return. Felix can't get to that cross-court backhand return, and it's left 15.
Yeah, wasn't even all that close to the baseline, but like once it actually, got struck by the racket, or maybe blocked more so, it was just an absolute rocket into the very corner of the court.
Watanuki trying to go for it again. Misses that one though, 15-all. Cedric is asking, why doesn't Auger Aliassime run after more balls? What do you think about this?
Like the dropper just a second ago, I'm kind of surprised he didn't run after it. Maybe he just was, shocked to a point where there wasn't any point in running anymore. But otherwise, like, has he had balls that he hasn't been trying to track down? I'm not sure.
No, I mean, like it seems like he goes after all of them. He didn't get to that return winner, which looked like he was sort of near it, but I think he just accelerated very well after the bounce, and that's what sort of made him miss.
Yeah, if you're talking about the return, then certainly he was pretty close to it, but I think it was understandable that he didn't make a move there. Probably was also maybe expecting it to fly out of the court as well or something.
Yeah, Watanuki has missed the last two returns, 30-15 for Auger Aliassime. Second serve here. goes into the forehand this time. Watanuki sort of moonballs it, but gets himself into a rally, tries to pull the trigger down the line, but goes along with it, 40-15.
Yeah, this was, I think, the first ball this game that Felix actually had to play after the serve. Like, otherwise, he's just been serving and seeing whether
Yeah.
Watanuki makes the return or not. So,
Yeah. Auger is starting to get figured out. I don't think so. I mean, it seems still pretty even. Watanuki, as you said, hit or miss off of the return.
yeah, like he gets a bit more out of his serve, but with how, like, it's mostly on how Watanuki is returning to. And the fact that, like, if he just, links a few of these points together, it's still going to be very hard to defend this attack. And
yeah,
yes,
Watanuki approaches off of the return and hits a beautiful, beautiful stop volley to make it 40-30. It was a good shot from Felix. It was the right shot to hit. It dipped well beneath the line of the net by Watanuki. Beautiful technique on that stop volley.
yeah, he was just like fully on the run and then just stops in basically one place. And yeah, fantastic. And of course, another time where the point was set up by the return because of how decent Felix's pass was. The shot, the stop volley was still needed, but
yeah, Watanuki misses the next return, and it is a hold for Felix 6-5. Watanuki under pressure again, serving to stay in this first set.
he finds good timing on the return. He wins the point. He doesn't. He loses the point, and that's kind of how it's been. But
Yeah, that has been mostly the theme.
that's
We haven't
normal
had
for
too
the
many
guy.
extended rallies. But I'm curious to see what happens in the tiebreak because of how sort of volatile the return is for Watanuki. It could really swing either way with a couple of points.
In general, FA is starting to get figured out. Possibly, some of these guys, like, I don't know, Lehechka at the Australian Open, just punishing the fact that he has such a weak backhand, where maybe in the past, maybe especially in the latter half of 2021, guys didn't know how to do this as effectively. Then again, I still want to see Felix on like a fast indoor court again, right? That might tell us a lot.
Yeah, that has been his happy place, sort of, and there is no reason why we shouldn't expect for him to do well again once we get to that part of the season.
Yeah, and
But
once he
the
actually
issue
has
is that he has
some like
done nothing
momentum.
for the rest of the season, and he's going to have all the pressure during that time to just defend all of those points that he accumulated.
What was the comment about, Nurlan? I have no clue which one you're talking about, but I think I already told you like a couple of months ago that we don't really have a way of erasing a comment without banning or at least time outing a user. So, but yeah, no clue what the comment was about. Anyway, can you guys discuss the new WTA rules, restrictions on top players? I was in Warsaw last week, as you guys probably know, and someone actually asked Iga about it, but they said that, she said that she basically doesn't play 250s, so she wasn't even looking at it. Like she knows what the rules will be, but like she doesn't exactly know the repercussions of them. And that's actually true. Like I think in 2021 she didn't play a single 250. And then of course in 2022 she played Warsaw, and now actually two of them, Warsaw and Bad Homburg. But yeah, I remember even back in the day it was a bit criticized that she only plays the biggest events, and how is she gonna be able to survive? And clearly she is able to survive. But anyway, to the point, what's the exact rule that top 10 players cannot enter unless it's like your home country? Or
I'm pretty sure, and there's also rules around, I think, top 30.
But the top right now there's a rule that only one top 10 player can be there, right? But I think that's actually changing. I'm trying to look like how was it called on the WTA website, like the announcement of this, right? I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, while you pull it up, we have 15-30 here on Watanuki's serve. Aliassime 2 points away from clinching the set. If you can grab some more points on the return here.
Yeah, and it was the same in the previous Watanuki service game, 4-5, 15-30, and then he found a huge second serve. We'll see if that's also the case here.
And a big first serve here down the tee. Auger Aliassime misses the return wide, 30 all. And another decent first serve, another missed return from Auger Aliassime, 40-30.
Oh, here it is, I think. WTA announces new tour calendar and pathway to equal prize money. Is that the same announcement? I think so, right?
Maybe.
Not
Watanuki a bit confused here. But I'm pretty sure that was an ace, and we're going to go to a tiebreak here in the first set. Starting with Auger Aliassime serving.
In weeks with a WTA 500 and 250, exemptions to play the 250 for top 30 ranked players include the defending champion, a player from that event's home country, and a player ranked 1130. And you can only get 2 exemptions per year. So basically, top 30 players can only play 250 twice a year, which is really slim, like compared to most of what the ATP Tour players play. Right?
That's only with weeks when there's also a 500, right?
Yeah,
Outside
I
of
know.
that, they're
And
free
then
to.
otherwise, only one top 10 player can play a WTA 250, which I think is already the case.
Yeah, and they're limited to 2 per year as top 10 players.
Yeah, and all that means is basically the WTA 250 events are in trouble. Like they will struggle to attract viewers
Yeah,
a bit more.
it really seems pointless. It seems like you're sort of placing more logs underneath the small tournaments' feet to trip on. It's already hard enough to run an event like that without
And
these
on the
restrictions.
WTA side especially, right?
Yeah, and like we see ATP here with no restrictions on this. There is no massive vulturing happening. Like, of course, Fritz gets called a vulture, Ruud gets called a vulture, but they're not. It's not significant amounts that they're actually
No, I mean,
getting from the 250s.
Last year, Casper Ruud had 2,400 points from the slams, from 2 slams, right? Plus the Australian Open, but yeah.
It just seems really pointless, these rules, and I really don't understand why they are putting them in place in the first place.
And especially as right now they've had issues attracting tournament organizers and sponsors, right?
Yeah.
There were
so far in the tiebreak we have 1-1, an extended rally here on the Watanuki serve, and he pulls the trigger with a beautiful winner cross court off of the forehand.
Yeah, after the serve, he
2-1.
basically had to play like 3 or 4 forehands in a row, and you could see how it helped him. Just basically stood in one place and directed the whole rally. And just one more thing is that in the WTA calendar this year, there's been many moments when people were complaining about a lack of tournaments, like a lack of 250s to play, and that's not going to help to organize more of them. So yeah, it's kind of baffling. I don't really understand why we need something like this.
Yeah, it just feels very nonsensical. Auger Aliassime misses the first serve, 1-2 down in this tiebreak. Second serve and a return winner from Watanuki with a backhand down the line, and he gets a mini break, 3-1 up.
Funny reaction from Felix, like completely expecting the ball to be out, and then suddenly it's in. And he just stops there and gasps a little bit. But yeah, so more of this, whether Watanuki makes a return or not, being basically the main question on Felix's serve points.
Yeah, and he misses the first serve again. Obviously, making the first serve helps him a lot. since Watanuki gets even more aggressive off of the second serves.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes players like Watanuki get even better timing on first serve return than second serve return. But of course, there's still that chance of like hitting an ace or an unreturnable thing. So
Yeah, and he has it a couple. The serving has been okay for the most part.
yeah,
More aggressive with the second serve, and that just works perfectly for Watanuki, who goes down the line with a forehand return, very aggressive, jumped forward once again, and he's 4-1 up now in this tiebreak.
and that was actually a good example of this. Like the pace on that serve was actually good for Watanuki. He
Helped
basically
him a
half
lot there.
volleyed it. It's like a saber more or less sort of thing.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah,
He sort of jumps almost like halfway between the service line and the baseline
he
off
doesn't
of the
put any
second
pace
serves.
on it himself. He just it's the angle of the racket that makes the shot, not anything else realistically. So this is one of these, where the pace actually helps a returner like Watanuki, Leandro Ridi, and I don't know, the likes.
Yeah, second serve here for Watanuki. Felix goes down the middle with the return, and Watanuki misses the next forehand into the net. 4-2 Watanuki, and a huge point for Felix because 1-5 down into
Yeah,
the changeover would have been tough to turn around.
4-1 double mini break up. That was huge. 4-2 one mini break up. That's actually a lead that could be vanished in a moment if he's not careful. So
Yeah. We get the changeover. Watanuki still on serve.
how do they choose which top 10 player gets in, Terry? I think it's actually just ranking, right?
I'm pretty sure the higher ranked player gets the
Yeah,
spot. Yeah.
I do believe so.
Ooh, and that double break has vanished now. Watanuki approached off of a +1 shot, and he gets down low for the volley, but into the net. 4-3 Watanuki. Felix back on serve.
Yeah, we've seen this already a few times this year with Watanuki, like not taking these chances against high quality opposition. Maybe this is another one of them. Like the Hurkacz match in Stuttgart mostly, where his serving was just ridiculous until it wasn't in the tie breaks.
Yeah, we have an extended rally here. Watanuki way back here, but he's getting more aggressive. Tries to pull the trigger on a backhand cross court and misses it for all. And yeah, I mean, if he loses this tie break, then that's definitely a massive chance thrown away for one with a double break up in the tie break.
John has a weird obsession with Maya Sharif. He was constantly bringing her up on what was it, the WTA Weekly, or what was that? I can't remember. No, it was the stream for Brody Mute, maybe. No, I can't remember. There was a Talking Tennis stream recently where he was constantly bringing her up, as an
Watanuki
example of a
misses the
vulture,
return,
basically.
5-4 up for Auger Aliassime. But like with Sheriff, it's not even being a vulture. Like that's just her
That's her
level.
level. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Aranj Karu's playing 25Ks while she's ranked like in like the top 80 or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
Kaya
real
Kanepi.
vulturing. That is true and honest vulturing.
I think Kaya Kanepi played 25Ks like Hype Neme or something like that a few times when she was about 60-ish into rankings or something
Yeah.
like that too.
Watanuki comes in with an ace, 5-all in the tiebreak.
Ooh, that's in. Okay. I was actually expecting this to be called out, but
Hey Jake. 5-all Watanuki on serve. Let's see what he comes up with here. He goes out wide, misses that first serve. Kick serve on the second serve. Aggressive return from Felix, but he's pushed back. Watanuki sort of half volleyed that one. Felix tried to run around his backhand there, and then he missed that forehand, setting up a set point for Watanuki. But Felix is on serve here.
Yeah, good save. Got quite a lot of height on this half volley. Probably didn't want it really, but it actually helped him a ton. So set point Watanuki, but of course it's on Felix's serve. So
Misses the first serve. Watanuki stepping in a lot closer for the second serve, as always. Was that in?
I think it is out. I think, but
Oh my
yeah,
goodness!
it's just more of the will Watanuki make a return or not game.
Yeah,
And
millimeters. Felix went for a big second serve again. Watanuki jumped into it. He was in a lot more unstable position this time, and yeah, but came so close to having another return winner here, and just missed it by wide 5 millimeters.
yeah, and he
So we have
shows how
6-all.
close it was to his team.
Yeah.
Still smiling. Definitely, like he has a lot of positive energy. Whatever happens on the court, there's definitely gonna be a smile on Watanuki's face. Maybe you kind of have to be like that, to play this sort of a style, right? To like still have faith in it. If
Very,
for
very,
example,
very
it doesn't work out.
happy-go-lucky returning
Yeah.
from Watanuki throughout the set, and I mean throughout the year, really. So we have 6-all here. Auger Aliassime serving. Goes down the tee, good return. We have a forehand exchange. Auger Aliassime goes down the line, now into the backhand of Watanuki. Watanuki into the backhand of Aliassime. He goes sort of short across court. Watanuki down the line. Felix gets it back, slice down the middle. Watanuki running around the backhand here. Good rally, and Watanuki with a forehand cross-court winner. 7-6, sets up a second set point, at this time on his serve.
Yeah, that was just lovely, definitely. Some huge blows. Watanuki was pushed back the baseline a little bit. Then he just sort of regained control with, again, how early he took that ball. And of course, the finish as well. Not going overboard on the power, but just carefully placing it on the short angle. And will he take
good
the set?
redirection. He has it on his racket here. First serve missed into the net. He was going to go down the tee. Goes out wide and approaches and misses the volley there. 7-all. Now almost overly aggressive from Watanuki. Good return from Felix on the second serve.
Then again, the second serve was like pretty deep. I understand why he went to the net.
It was almost too fast for an approach from that position for me. He got there a little bit later than he would have wanted, probably. 7-all.
Kind of had to lunge towards that volley as well. Maybe started the motion a little bit too early, but tricky position that Felix put him into with that second serve return.
Misses the first serve here wide. He was going to go down the tee. Second serve into the Felix forehand, but Felix misses that one, and it's 8-7 Watanuki. A third set point here. This one on Felix's serve.
That's a third one already, right?
Yeah, third set point.
There was that near miss with the backhand return. There was that second serve and volley approach. What happens this time?
Felix goes into the Watanuki backhand. I think that was a let. We're going to see a first serve again. Goes into the forehand this time. Watanuki puts it long, 8-8. Can Felix set up a first set point for himself now? He tries to go out wide with it, misses the first serve. Catches the toss on the second serve here. Goes into the backhand, Watanuki down the line. Didn't actually approach off of that one, surprisingly enough, and he misses the forehand very poorly. 9-8, Auger Aliassime, a first set point for Felix. It was a good return from Watanuki. I expected him to approach off of it. That would have been the right call with what he got back from Felix. It was would have been probably an easy volley to put away, but he decided to stay back on that one and just misfired on that forehand. Now he has to save a set point here, down 8-9 for his opportunity for Auger Aliassime to close out the set.
Yeah, that was an absolutely huge return, and yeah, maybe he should have chased it down. That forehand that he was going for, like the control over this sort of a shot. It tends to be a bit
very
iffy.
high up, middle of the court where he was, but a second serve ace,
Yeah.
I believe, to take us to 9-all. He goes down the piece, slice serve. Felix cannot get to it, 9-9, and yeah, I mean,
and he's laughing about it again as well.
Of course, he is. Always a smile on his face. Very, very ballsy from him there to go for that, but it pays off, 9-all.
But yeah, that 8-8 forehand could have been crucial. Eventually, it wasn't. But yeah, just feel like usually this isn't a shot that Watanuki is like super clean on. So, but anyway, doesn't really matter, of course, anymore. 9-all. Both players have now missed chances, you could say, but Watanuki coming up with the second serve ace, I don't think you can really say that Felix missed a chance. There's just nothing you can do, and there's nothing you can do as well against this Watanuki serve on the 9-0 point either. Although this time it wasn't the second serve. This was just the first one.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Full power down the middle. 10-9, the fourth set point for Yosuke Watanuki.
Fourth set point. This is, I think, the third one on Felix's serve. The one on Watanuki's serve was, of course, the serve and volley. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit. I think we've just seen our third consecutive ace.
Yeah, I'm just about to see it here. Felix starting his motion.
Shoot.
And yeah, down the line, 10-all. Felix into the backhand. We have a longer rally here. Watanuki running around the forehand. A big forehand down the line that Felix misses, 11-10. Watanuki gets his second set point on his serve, fifth total.
Yeah, this is where he needs to take it. This is like where he really needs to do it. And he was just flying from forehand to forehand beautifully on this last point. and eventually gets it big enough, and also probably a direction that was pretty uncomfortable for Felix. Usually when your opponent is doing this much running around you, you would expect an inside out. And this is where he has to do it. This is if
Misses the
Watanuki
serve.
loses this point, I don't think he's
Yeah,
winning the set.
missed the first serve. He was trying to go out wide, hit it into the net. Second serve into the Felix forehand, and Felix misses that very poorly. Second serve return hits it way long, and it's a first set for Yosuke Watanuki, 12-10 in the tiebreak.
Yeah, and
What a
this
set of
didn't
minutes! An hour and 14 minutes.
or
We've
14 minutes.
seen.
And with this
My
sort of
goodness.
pace, right? Because the pace of play in general is like super fast here. Most
Yeah,
games
yeah.
are rapid. Most games are just returns and serves. So
Mostly short points. Yeah.
yeah, it just kind of tells you that that was very tight. And now this is where we will learn whether this is just another near upset for Watanuki this year, or whether he is actually going to take one this year against the top 20 player. Has he beaten someone from the top 20 in his career in general? Probably not, right?
I
I will
don't
check
think
that
so.
now, but given the fact that he lost to Nori, Hurkacz, and who am I forgetting now? Tiafoe this year, I would assume not.
Yeah, he wouldn't really have had many opportunities before this
Yeah,
season.
these were basically his only. Oh, sorry, he played Milos Raonic in Tokyo 2018 as well. But yeah, his best win by ranking is actually kind of surprising. It's 43. Pedro Martinez in Lyon last year. That's the
Oh.
random quarterfinal on the on clay that Watanuki made as a lucky loser. There's also a match with Robin Haase, number 44 in Tokyo 2018. That's probably the same event as the Raonic match.
Mhm.
And I'm just kind of surprised that this year Watanuki's best win is actually Rinderknecht at the Australian Open, 59.
Hmm.
But yeah, it just kind of tells you that we expect a lot from him because he has been coming close against these top guns. He just hasn't been beating them. But yeah, I wouldn't be expecting like just off the top of my head that he doesn't have a top 50 win this year.
Yeah, and I mean Watanuki, the interesting numbers here are he's only serving 51% off of the first serve, and he's winning 79% of the points after his first serve. So if he can get that first serve percentage further up, we might not have as close of a set this time around. We'll see what happens, of course.
Yeah, not many opportunities, but definitely Felix can regret these two 1530s at 4-5 and 5-6. I'm not
Yeah.
saying they were like huge chances for him in terms of how
Yeah,
the
I mean,
points played out.
Watanuki really came through with some good serving at those points.
Yeah,
But
but like whenever you get to this sort of a scoreline twice, yeah, that's probably where you can have some regrets, and definitely also the low 40 that he had. But again, he couldn't really do any much on that, right? Like it was just 3 good serves from Watanuki. I think he only had to play one more shot behind his serve on these 3 points, and also the set point obviously was a second serve ace. Which I think
yeah,
deserves to be
that's a bit
mentioned.
insane.
And yeah, it could be one of the main things that we're going to remember and like mention about this match after it's finished. If
And
Watanuki
he, and,
wins,
and
of
he starts
course.
the second set with another unreturned second serve, slice again, and Auger Aliassime just sort of hits it with the rim. Doesn't come anywhere near it. Watanuki's serving to start the second set as well, so he won't have the pressure on him deep in the set if we're still on serve at that point.
Yeah, and when it comes to some other matches in Washington, as you guys probably know, Dan Evans beat Greg Warbarer, and we already started Nakashima Murray and Greek Sport Brody. The Challenger Day is also coming to an end. Just a few doubles matches on Kofun Sachko, and I think only one in Lexington at like 2 a.m. for me or something.
Yeah. Teresa Mihalikova also on court right now, if you're a women's doubles fan.
My new favorite, right?
Yeah, she's playing with Yang against Zvonareva and Siegemund.
Oh, so a couple of players that I saw in Warsaw last week, Inzigemund and Michalikova.
Yeah, she's playing with Yifan Zhu, I saw for the US Open. Also, Stritsova is playing with Vondroshova at US Open doubles.
Has Michalikova ever had like a long-term partner, really?
In doubles, I don't think that she had anybody super long term. She usually switches them up. I know that back in juniors, she had good results with Vera Lapko. I think they made like two slam finals maybe
Yep, that's
back in
true.
the
I'm
day.
just looking at your Wikipedia page. Yeah, I didn't actually know that she was a junior slam champion, both singles and doubles. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I chose right when I watched her in that indoor venue in Warsaw, I guess.
And a hold for Watanuki to get us started in the second set off of 40-15. Hits a nice forehand winner cross court to close out the first game.
No double faults for either guy yet, by the way, which especially with how aggressive Watanuki's second serve has been at
Yeah,
times,
quite
it's
quite
kind of
surprising.
surprising. And also, he has already had to put in 26 second serves, so from that standpoint as well, that's somewhat surprising. Felix had
Yeah.
to put in 18 second serves. There's a bit more action on the Watanuki serve so far. Of course, part of that is the first game already in this match. In the second set, 52 points have been played on Watanuki's serve, 44 on Felix's.
Yeah, it's not really chip and charging, but we've seen some serve and volleys off of the second serve. But usually the approaches are pretty aggressive. He doesn't really try to like slow it down in any way before he approaches. But we have seen him at the net
Yeah,
quite a bit.
chip and charging not at all. Like there's no chip. There's just charge. I don't think Watanuki in general chip and charges like at
Yeah.
all. Um, Maybe on like grass or something, but otherwise he doesn't really chip and charge in the traditional sense.
Whew.
In that, yeah, there's just no chip. He
Felix with
basically
the drop
runs
shot
the line.
here. Watanuki missed that one, or what was that? I thought that one was in, but oh no, yeah, he missed that passing shot long. 15 left for Auger Aliassime.
Yeah, thanks to John's dad
John's dad.
for liking the stream on Facebook. Apparently, if you're there in the comments, you can actually tell us how old John is because apparently it's like a big thing for him, and
It's a
he's not
secret.
willing to share. Yeah.
Watanuki just hit a horrendous drop shot. Like it was, I don't know what he was thinking. He was behind the baseline. It was a pretty fast ball, and he disguised it well, but it didn't even come close to reaching the net. It was one of the worst drop shots that I've seen in a little while now. Aggressive off of the return, but misses it wide. 40 love. Second serve here for Felix. But he tries to sort of hug the baseline there, accelerate off of the forehand, but misses that one long. 40-15.
Yeah, deep returns down the middle, definitely a successful tactic for Watanuki so far. Usually when he yeah, I guess usually when he tries to like do his thing, so charge without the chipping, it's just either huge down the middle or just on the line.
Mhm.
Both probably equally successful successful so far. Down the middle is a little safer for sure, more reliable.
Now, once again, approaching off of the return. Took that one down the line, but Felix's next shot doesn't make it over the line. 40-30.
Yeah, John says that Liam Brody is in the midst of an epic service game and then he's broken. If he cannot hold consistently in that match, he's probably done there. So not a good start. Yeah.
Nakashima and Mari so far on serve. And TF1 Hurkacz down to Heliovara and Glasspool.
Yeah, when you said Hurkacz, I was like, he lost, but then I remember he also has doubles, of course, with Francis. Yeah.
Yeah, Felix closes out the game with an ace. Down the T there, 1-1 in the second set.
What's the thing from Marin Cilic? Not gonna play the US Open. Ooh. Yeah.
That's not good.
Wasn't he recently like in Umag?
He was in Umag, yeah. With like a very, very strapped knee. That's why I was like, I hope this isn't like a farewell match.
Yeah.
Or something.
Miskoboli. Okay, I don't think I watched this one. By the way, a super sweet backhand up the line from Watanuki to give himself the first point of this game. But yeah, I don't think I watched this match against Koboli. And that's a big shame. But
Watanuki, very nice forehand this time. 30 love.
I mean, John, if you're 33, you can still try a comeback, definitely.
Yeah, 33.
Marin Cilic is older than you.
Yeah.
There's no way you're actually younger than Marin Cilic, no, mate. No bloody way. But, you can try to just maintain plausible deniability and not tell anyone about your secret.
30-15 for Watanuki. He had an error there off of the forehand. Yeah, younger than Marin Cilic. Yeah, unlikely, I think. Doubtful.
This stream has just been a long parade of people insulting John Silk about his age. If that's what you came here for,
it's because we don't know. Like if we knew the answer, I don't think that we would be doing this. But
probably not. Like if that's what you came here for, you guys are definitely satisfied. And as I say this, Yosuke Watanuki wins the next game, so 2-1 up. And yeah, this set, maybe it's actually really important that the scoreboard pressure is going to be on Felix, and he hasn't played in a while, or like at least hasn't won in a while. And we all know that when you're rusty, when you're out of match practice, these situations can be tougher to handle. So maybe that's something that Watanuki can use.
Yeah, and he's not pushed Watanuki in either service game so far. So then that will only sort of get tougher as we go on here in the second set. But Watanuki actually is holding his shoulder, and he has a trainer out.
Ooh, yeah,
doing some exercises there. I don't think this is a full medical timeout. I think it's just going to be a changeover treatment.
I don't actually think so though, because they're just putting out the towel for him, and he's lying on the ground. And what is the guy gonna do to him? Is it the shoulder or something?
Yeah, he hasn't looked worse in any way.
No,
in the
definitely
second
not.
set, but just something bothering him. And
yeah, it's like around his neck. I think he's moving the muscles around his neck. What a forehand. Some good puns coming our way from Jake. Yeah, Elena, technically I still haven't received my diploma, so maybe this is going to be like a turning point in my life. Once they actually send it to me or I come pick it up, then I'm going to become another person and just be kinder, be nicer.
Yeah, you're going to list your title behind your name every time.
Yes, absolutely. Instead of like just my name on Talking Tennis streams, I'm actually gonna have Damien Kust MA. Now, if I
make
had a
sure.
PhD, I think if I had a PhD, that I would do that. But MA, no, I mean, who cares?
Yeah,
But anyway,
it does seem like a neck treatment. He's grimacing quite a bit.
yeah.
What drink
Have
am I
you
drinking?
seen a neck treatment on a tennis court before?
I mean, I have seen it before.
I guess like a few times,
Um,
but it is kind
but
of rare.
yeah, I'm drinking a beer, Smetny Mnich. It is not a good beer, but it is what we have in the house right now. So that's what I'm having. It
What's the
is, yeah,
first
the
word?
Smedny. So it's the thirsty
Thirsty
monk. You can
monk.
see him there
Okay,
with a little beer.
I didn't know
Um,
the word smedny. Fair enough. Unfortunately, I only have water. It's good about these like that's something really good about these talking tennis streams. Like no one cares if you drink beer. I
yeah,
don't know
I think it only enhances
if
the
YouTube
experience for
cares.
everybody.
Maybe it. Does YouTube care?
I don't
I don't
think
know.
so. No, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I guess you don't really see people drinking in YouTube videos, but
Yeah,
it's not like
usually you don't. And especially with an advertisement of a Slovak brand of beer, but
yeah, Watanuki has now changed positions, and they're sort of doing more
yeah, now
shoulder stuff
shoulder.
there.
That would be a shame if this hampered him in any way.
Yeah, John is admitting to doing at least 2 streams while severely under the influence. One being with
Ooh,
you.
did I know
Is,
it?
is that news to you?
I don't know. I mean, okay, probably not. Then I don't know which stream you're talking about, so probably not. Do you remember which one it was? Madrid. So was it just commentary for something?
Madrid, they 1 or 2.
End of qualifiers. I seem to remember a stream like this, but if you invited me over to a oh yeah, I actually do. There was like Jeannie Bouchard, right, making it through the qualies, and we were talking about that. But honestly, if you just invited me to a show to talk about qualifiers, I was probably way too focused to on the actual topic to actually know that. Like if it was something that didn't really interest me, I'd probably be looking at you. But it was qualifiers, so I just.
Jake says that he would love a beer with me. I would love a beer with Jake if he's ever in Bratislava or Glasgow or wherever I will be in the next year. We have play resuming here. Auger Aliassime on serve.
Yeah, I think he probably has a better connection to Glasgow. So
most likely, yeah. I mean, to be fair, with train prices in the UK and Ryanair flights, I think that sometimes it would actually work out several times cheaper to get to Bratislava from the UK.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Have I had a beer with Jakub? I don't think I have. We've had
we did a
Horalki
full
together.
yeah, we did a full week in Bratislava together, fully sober.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had apples together. We had like a sandwich or
Baguettes.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horalki as well. Probably no one really does. No one knows what that is besides us,
Yeah.
but still.
It is a tasty sweet treat of a peanut flavor, chocolate in there as well.
Sounds very confusing when we're just talking about it. And but yeah, anyway, that was what we got treated with by the Bratislava tournament organizers. Organizers. I wanted to say two words at the same time. That sometimes happens. This is a totally random story, but I remember when I went to. I think it was actually in Slovakia. I think it was in Košice. And I was like 17 or 18, and we went to this shop to buy alcohol. And well, I had to be 18 because I was buying alcohol, and like we weren't worried about their asking.
You could be 14 in Košice and they would sell you alcohol.
No, but like we weren't
but-
worried about them asking for our IDs.
Uh-huh.
And we went into the shop, and they asked us where we were from. And I said we're from Polish, because I wanted to say we're from Poland and we're Polish at the same time, and I just combined the two. So yeah, it happens sometimes. Yes.
15:30
No,
here
about Kenyan, it was just about qualifiers. John was talking about like interesting qualifiers, or maybe it was a result from her first round already or something. No.
Some frustration from Felix as he goes down 15:30. He sort of hit a ball into the back wall there.
Actually, John, I think you're confusing something, because now that I look at it, Kenin won 3 games in Madrid against Zanevska. So maybe you're thinking of like Rome when she beat Sabalenka or something. Maybe these are different streams, or maybe you were drunk. Yeah, she actually didn't win the opening round in Madrid, John. So
Let on the second serve for Felix, down 15:30.
But yeah, I do remember that. I do remember you putting someone in the title, and then I told you that this person was not a qualifier. I remember this situation. I just don't remember who that was.
Watanuki blocks that return, but it sails long, 30-all.
I have to get back to watching the match a bit more than telling stories about buying alcohol in Košice 5 years ago.
I have never even been to Košice, so you're more accomplished in that way than I am. I've steered clear so far in my life.
Yeah, for me it was like part of a long trip. I think we were in Dresden, maybe, then Košice, Prague, Budapest, or something like that. Or maybe these were 2 trips. But some of these cities I visited along with Košice. It was just like a day or something, but of course we were about 18. We needed
and we
the
get
alcohol.
Our first double fault, I think, of the match.
Yes.
Second serve bouncing off of the tape and long, and a break point for Watanuki after looking quite rough during the medical treatment, during the time out there. Now gets a break point.
I sort of jinxed him talking about all these double faults and like how both guys are pretty aggressive on second serve, and yet they don't have any. It finally happens for the Canadian, although he won't be proud of it. He won't be happy with it, but it finally happens. And
this is the bad news for him. Tape. It feels like it's happened a lot for him in this match as well, just like a lot of missed serves off of the tape.
Yeah. And there was also like a similar pattern to one of the points in the second set tiebreak, I think, where he also caught his toss on the second serve, and you weren't sure whether maybe there's some nerves coming in.
Yeah, but he's been catching it quite a bit. Watanuki misses that backhand return.
Yeah,
right back to deuce.
One of these instances where like Watanuki goes back a little bit, tries to catch a clean hit on the return and put it back into the court, and
looks like he went back all the way into the back wall there.
Yeah,
for that one. Felix with the let. Oh wow, Matthew De Souza went to Liptovsky Mikuláš in Slovakia. I don't think that I've been to Liptovsky Mikuláš. Maybe drove through or something. But
I have to see where it is exactly. Yeah. Like I know the name 100%, and I would assume that I've been there just based on the fact that it's so close to the Tatras, but
nice +1 forehand here for Felix. Advantage Auger Aliassime on serve.
Yeah, I think maybe just driving through it as well. Other than that, like I've definitely been to Poprad and the likes, Wysokie Tatry. Szczypskie Pleso or some things like that. But Stary Smokowiec, Nowa Leś. Oh, I slept for like a few days in Nowa Leśna there. But yeah, Liptowski Mikuláš, I probably know more about like the name rather than.
Yeah, I mean, Bratislava is
being
definitely the city, the hub, but there's a lot of beautiful nature, castles, caves, all around Slovakia. A lot of stuff to see. Oh, and that one lands in. Auger, I think, thought it was going long. Watanuki then drop shots him. Felix gets there, lobs him again, hits the overhead, and he can't get it back. And Felix wins. A bit of a crazy point here, going back and forth, but holds for 2-all.
Is that comment about Dresden? Because I was talking about it earlier. So are you from Dresden, Elena? I guess, because you said when were you here? Isn't it lovely? I was in Dresden in 2018, 19 maybe. I don't know, something like that. And just for like 2 days. But yeah, we basically did all the sightseeing of like the castle, or I don't remember. You know, it was just a long trip. Plenty of alcohol included, and thankfully one of my friends was like just huge on sightseeing, and he was taking us to all these attractions in the cities that we visited. And thanks to him, I actually saw anything, because if I was leading the trip, there would be more alcohol and less sightseeing. But yeah, I saw all the I can't remember, is it a castle? I think it is a castle, right? Okay, so you live in Dresden, but you're not from Germany. Okay, yeah, I think it is like a huge castle and something in Dresden, but that's basically the only thing I remember, and not because I was drunk. No, I just it kind of blends together. When you see a lot of cities in like quick succession, lots of these things kind of blend together.
15-all on Watanuki's serve. His first service game after the medical timeout. He's looking good so far. Doesn't really look any different, but probably just playing through some level of pain here. And Watanuki now gets his first double fault here. Misses that one quite poorly. Wide by a pretty big margin, 15-13. But a good serve to respond. Felix misses the return, 30-all. Another missed return from Auger Aliassime sets up 40-30 for Watanuki. And he closes the game out with an ace, 3-2 up. His Watanuki's coach is handing him some sort of drink that he had mixed up in the stands.
Yeah, and he's gonna get some treatment again.
And he's taking some pills as well.
Seems to be grimacing again.
Yeah, most likely some sort of pain medication.
I don't know who that is actually in the Watanuki box, because the other two guys are like one of them is like this Japanese head of coaching who is working with like Watanuki, Taro Daniel, and the other guy is Keisuke Watanuki, Yosuke's brother. But I'm not sure who that guy is, that third one who handed him that bottle. Maybe it's like a physio or something.
Maybe.
He wasn't there with him when I saw Watanuki live.
Yeah, it seems to be
Parakin,
a
so yeah, Abraham is asking about the medical timeout. It's Watanuki on his
seems to be
shoulder
for
or like
shoulder or
neck.
neck issue.
Yeah, something like that. So he's already had one 2 games ago, and now has more treatment, but it's just on the changeover, I think. And yeah, he's still like wincing, grimacing a tad. So definitely will be hoping to clinch it in 2.
But yeah, got some pills, got a drink. We'll see if he can push through in the second set. But if this goes 3, then you have to start worrying for him most likely. We have a rally here to start the 6th game. Slice from Watanuki goes into the Felix forehand as he ran around his backhand, and he misses that one. Love 15. Matthew's asking out of the players that have YouTube accounts, which ones are your favorite? He mentions Venus and Kasatkina. I think Ilya Marchenko is the obvious answer.
Jules Marie as well.
Yeah.
Jules Marie, if in case someone doesn't know, is like a 31-year-old French player who just got into the top 300 again, and he has a YouTube channel in French, but he actually has English subs, so feel free to check it out. He like has videos after almost every match, and he started these 2 crowdfunding campaigns to get him into Roland Garros qualies. It hasn't worked out, but he actually liked it enough that he's still continuing, because back in the day he just used to play like league matches. It just wasn't worth it money wise for him to play pro tennis, with the sort of ranking that he was able to get. But yeah, these videos are pretty great, and I actually had a cameo in one of them, just 1 second or something. But yeah. And Marchenko, of course, absolutely. That's probably the only 2 that I like from time to time watch. Otherwise, I don't watch Venus. I don't watch like Tsitsipas team, anything like that. I did watch a bit of Kasatkina when she had Shevchenko and Potapova. They interviewed them, so I just wanted to see like how Shevchenko and Potapova came to
and
be.
of course her coming out video was huge. Which of the players? It was Watanuki with the medical timeout, and then the treatment during the changeover. Felix came back from love 30 down, now 30-0. Came through with some good serves.
John doesn't believe my knowledge of Spanish, but I do know it well enough to know. Yeah, Watanuki está lesionado, Carlos. Yeah, and he's still hurt, but maybe he can actually win this match regardless. It doesn't seem to be like hampering him that much midpoint. It's just that he is in a bit of pain. Yeah.
Felix with the first serve. Misses it long. With the second serve, goes into the Watanuki backhand. Watanuki tries to push it deep down the middle, but goes too deep, and we're at deuce.
Yeah, second game in a row when we have a breakpoint on second game in a row. I mean, on the Auger Aliassime serve where we have a breakpoint. So especially given that Watanuki seems to be in some sort of discomfort, that's not when you want to miss chances. But
yeah, he hasn't really found any sort of way to take advantage. Although I guess there isn't really a way to take advantage of Watanuki's ailment at the moment. Just I guess making him play more forehands potentially, but It seems on the serve where he's hurting more than on the return. Watanuki stepped back for that one quite deep, and Auger Aliassime pushes him side to side. He's now sort of taking some time. I guess maybe just made the wrong decision. Doesn't really seem to be in pain at the moment. Advantage Auger Aliassime.
I was confused for a moment because I just saw a point that was like exactly the same like the previous one, and then I realized that I actually jumped between the two streams that I have on. The one of them is of course ahead, and the other one is behind. So I actually watched the same point, but I didn't realize it at first.
Yeah, Auger Aliassime holds for 3-all, saving a breakpoint once again.
Little chances for Watanuki, but of course nothing really major. As long as he keeps holding, he is fine in this set.
Yeah, big serve down the tee to start, but misses it wide, just narrowly. Felix sort of moonballed that return. It looked almost wide to me, but it was apparently just in. And ends up winning the point as Watanuki tries to pass him as after he approached, and misses wide, love 15. Serves it into the backhand. Watanuki now approaching off of a forehand, and a poor volley was sort of towards his body. He tried to, I think, go for a bit too much with that one. Sliced it and out, love 30. Bit of a chance for Auger Aliassime this time.
Yeah, the last 4 games have been very competitive, like not really going the way of the servers, even though they eventually won them. We'll see if Watanuki can come up with another escape.
Big serve, Felix misses it long, 15-30.
Yeah, the escape has started, maybe.
Is asking, did we ever determine how old John is? Very curious now. There
Yeah,
has to be
still
some. I
not.
mean, the man is now with us in the room in the stream, so he could answer the question if he would be so inclined. But until then, we can only theorize. As Watanuki continues the escape, 30-all.
Yeah, maybe once we're his age, we're actually gonna understand, why he feels like
Just
he should hide
maintaining a
it.
bit of mystique.
Yeah.
And continued great serving from Watanuki, 40-30. Jake is saying John is 31, and I do not believe this.
Yeah, sure. Well, conspiracy theories is actually what like started off this stream today. So maybe you're right, John. Maybe it's good for the business if you never tell us.
Watanuki, although now like he's getting into these longer rallies, and he seems to be sort of pulling the trigger at odd times. I don't know if it's just because he wants to end the rallies sooner because of their injuries, although we did see him do this a couple of times in the first set as well. But we're at deuce.
Ghosty resides in the United States. Well, I guess
Yeah,
that's not the answer you're looking for. Hello, Osaka-net.
another good serve from Watanuki. Down the tee, advantage for him now.
Yeah, the whole match we've been talking about Watanuki either hitting the return in or not, and that's basically how he wins points or not. And this game, it's like if there's a rally, he's losing it, but if there's a big serve, then it's good.
Second serve, that was a let. Second serve into the forehand. Watanuki slices the backhand. Felix runs around it. And Watanuki misses long off of the forehand there. We're back to deuce. Oh, Terry has some insider info here, saying that John mentioned on the Silk report that he is in his 40s.
Yeah, that's my guess as well. Like if I had to guess, I would put him at maybe 80, born in like 1980, 81. That's mostly because of that Becker Wimbledon sort of thing. But I think
I was
gonna
going to
be
say
around
something
that.
rude that would make John feel old, so I will hold my silence and hold my peace. But
Oh, so Terry has been on the channel for a long while then, because I don't even remember the Silk report.
yeah, I've not heard of that.
Ah, it was with Game to Love. Okay, that's why.
And Watanuki gets the serve into Auger Aliassime's backhand. He slices the return into the net, 4-3 up. So a bit of a tricky game. Had to go through a couple of deuces there, but still on serve, 4-3 up.
Saving himself with some serve botting, basically, because otherwise not much was working out. And it seems like there will be another treatment. At least that's what Flash Score tells me. On my screen, I do not see it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has not begun for my eyes. What I was going to mention is that my mom was born in 1980. So, but that's not, yeah. She's not old or anything, so it's fine.
So John isn't either.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your official guess in terms of John's birth year? Let's put down our answers.
I was going sort of late 30s. I had maybe like 38 was the was the number in my mind, but now that I would guess like 41. Maybe he's born in 1982 for birthday.
Okay. Yeah, so I think based on what he told me about based on what he told me about that Becker thing, I would have to go a bit higher than that. So like born in 81 or something, but I don't know. Is that a real answer now? What is he doing here? No way. No way that's a real answer. Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, he's just
It's just
immortalizing
telling us
art.
how old we
Guesses.
are. So yeah, based on what he told me about Becker at Wimbledon, I think I would have to go for like 81 or 80 born. But for what it's worth, he doesn't look all that old.
You would never know it exactly.
Yeah.
Lots of energy, very very virile, active. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays tennis, I know. And I recently read that tennis extends your life by like 10 years even,
There you
compared
go.
to a sedentary lifestyle. I told it to my dad, and then 2 days later we were at a tennis court and he broke his shoot, I actually don't remember how this collarbone, of course.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
Yeah.
We had Watanuki getting medical treatment earlier in the match, but not at this changeover.
Oh, Ria with a phenomenal suggestion. Um, when it comes to the medical, it's been Watanuki all along. It's been Watanuki struggling with his
Shoulder
shoulder.
issues, yeah. was a nice rally there. Watanuki getting just a bit too late to the net to get that one across the net.
Oh, so a
15
clavicle
love.
bone is like an other name for collarbone. I didn't actually know that, but
Yeah.
collarbone works as well, of course.
Yeah, 30 left for Auger Aliassime with the approach shot. He went into the Watanuki forehand. Watanuki just unleashed one way too long.
That reaction that you could just see on the camera was my reaction to the next point, which Jakub is just going to see in a second.
Yeah, 30 love up. First serve from Auger Aliassime. Watanuki gets it back. Auger Aliassime pushing into the backhand. That that looked a bit long on the previous backhand for Watanuki, but they called it in, and he unleashed a beautiful backhand down the line for a winner.
Yeah, Elena, with a fracture. Yeah, he had a fracture with displacement, I think. I don't know if that's how it's called. That I just translated. It's sort of like
just from
how I
playing
believe
tennis?
it's going to be. Yeah, he was like, it was like a very long rally. We were actually almost about to go home. And I'm not even sure what happened because I played a backhand cross court and he gave me like a overhead. Like I just played it as like a, overhead volley push and I was looking at the ball. So then I see he's on the floor.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is. But hopefully everything is going to be fine. He has like a röntgen soon, so we'll see if the bone is getting back to its previous shape, or is surgery going to be needed? But the likelihood is probably not high that something is going to be wrong. Anyway, for all now, of course.
Yeah, Auger Aliassime holds. We're getting into the business end of the second set. And the first sort of easier hold that we have had in a while for Auger Aliassime.
Very atomic, by the way, losing like this to Song Chan Hong.
What's the score?
6-1, 6-2.
Oof.
50 minutes.
That's
50 minutes.
That's like a vintage Tomic performance. Yeah.
Yeah. There were a couple of moments this year when Tomic kind of made you feel like maybe a return to the top 200 could be possible, but like the last few months, what he's done at the challenger level, it's just not it.
Yeah, I mean he looked good in what was it, Palmas del Mar in Puerto Rico, but
and of course earlier in like Monterrey or whatever it was, right?
But it feels like now more than ever, like his sort of mindset has a lot to do with the place where he's in, which I think was also true before. He loves a warmer climate.
Yeah, most of the time at the challenger level, though recently he's just like getting blown out by Hong, Shellbike. Yeah, that's just not gonna cut it. I just don't see how he picks up enough consistent results to be back in the top 200. Maybe if he like won something big, that could be another thing. But yeah, that's a super quick hold for Watanuki. He's gonna love it because the last few games have been tough, and also of course because of the shoulder issue. Good serve and volley to clinch it, and now it's Felix under a lot of pressure.
Serving to stay in the match.
Yeah, he loses a game, he is out.
Yeah, this time this was Felix staying way back for the second serve. Watanuki sort of slowing it down, and then just approaching with a lot of time there.
Talking in the chat about Nakashima Mare, which they're currently into a tiebreak. There was actually like only 3 deuces, or maybe 4 deuces in the set, but no breakpoints. And it's a Nakashima Mare set, so you actually expected that by the time they're into a tiebreak, they're over the 1 hour mark already. They played last year in Surbiton. That was the only time they faced each other, but of course that was on grass, so it was a little different, especially in terms of the length of the rallies, match time as a whole. Yeah, Nakashima Mare just looks like a slugfest for sure. And the friend of the show, Liam Brody, also lost the opening set. That one break at the beginning of the set was key, but then he also had to save 6 more breakpoints, and it doesn't seem like he has done anything on the Griekspoor serve yet. 79% first serves in from Griekspoor in that set, 7 aces, and he won 17 out of 19 on first serve. So kind of seems unplayable for now.
Yeah, just has to not give away an early break in the second set. Try and ride it out. And yeah, here goes Felix.
Yeah. The key moments coming up.
Stay in the match.
Hey Ashley, we're fine. Maybe
Doing
we're
good.
gonna say goodbye to you in 5 minutes. Maybe we're gonna stay here for like an hour.
For
That's the
another-
beauty of tennis. We don't
we
really
have a big
know.
rally here, and Watanuki takes the first point, pulls the trigger on a sort of shorter angle cross-court forehand, and it works out beautifully for him. Love 15.
Yeah, he was defending a lot there, 3 meters behind the baseline, and then eventually finds that forehand. I don't think he struck it super cleanly, but that's not something that's gonna matter in the long run. Yeah, so far in this game, and I'm already watching the second point, and I'm not going to tell you how it ends. It actually hasn't ended yet, but like definitely Watanuki is playing with a lot more margin in this game. He is dedicated to actually making Felix play those balls and like not risking as much as he usually does.
Yeah, I see a cross-court back in exchange here. And Auger Aliassime goes long with it, love 30, and a bit of trouble here. Watanuki potentially 2 points away from clinching this match. Yeah, big trouble for Felix. Needs some big serves to bail himself out of this situation. Let's see what he can summon here. Hits the first serve. Watanuki gets it back though. And they're in a rally again. Felix unleashes a forehand. Watanuki gets it back. Approaches with a swing volley forehand. Watanuki gets that back. Overhead. Rally continues though. Good forehand from Felix though. Setting up another overhead for himself. Lets it bounce. And that one ends the point. 15-30. Good defending though from Watanuki, as you said, committed to extending these rallies to make him play.
Didn't work out this time, but still forced Felix to come up with that huge forehand down the line and like a couple of smashes. Could have gone differently, but yeah, definitely a bit of a change of tactics so far in this game from the Japanese.
And this time Felix slows down the serve a bit more. Watanuki misses that return. 30 all. Good serve down the tee. We have a forehand cross exchange here. Felix goes down the line, approaches off of it, and hits the winner. 40-30. Is Uncle Tony there? We haven't seen him, so I don't think he is. I think they probably would have shown him as.
Yeah, it hasn't been shown all that much. We've seen a number of shots from the Watanuki box, but Felix not really. So either they don't have a camera on him, which I guess on an outside court could be possible, but
I mean, we
most
have
likely
seen
he's just not.
Watanuki's team a number of times, so I think I would be pretty
Yeah, most
surprised
likely
if
he's
Tony
just
Nadal
not
is in the
there.
building
Yeah,
and we don't
exactly.
see him. And an error from the return from Watanuki, and we're at 5-all here.
Some great matches coming up today in Los Cabos as well. They, along with I think Kitzbühel, they are all finishing on Saturday. Washington finishes on Sunday, and of course, Los Cabos in the European time zone basically unwatchable. But I hope that by the time I wake up, maybe Tsitsipas Isner will still be going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe
and I mean, if you're staying
Nori.
up late into the night, we also have on this very court, we have some good matches later on. We have Monfils against Bublik, which will be a lot of fun. Then Jen Brady against Madison Keys closing it out.
I'm kind of hoping something in Washington goes on for a really long time, and then I get to watch Brady when I wake up, and also get to watch Tsitsipas Isner when I wake up. I think with Tsitsipas Isner it's gonna work out. Brady, I might be a bit late too.
Yeah, Watanuki accelerated well in that rally off of the backhand approach from it, but didn't need to hit another shot. 15-love.
Yeah, a bit more rallying from both guys now, and Watanuki is holding up fine now. There was this one game that he was basically just serve botting in and losing every single rally, but that seems to have changed a bit.
Yeah, and as John says, already down is a break in the second set is Liam Brody losing the very first game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's gonna get it. I guess again with Liam, the big thing this year is whether he breaks the top 100 and whether he finishes the year in the top 100, and in order to grab an Australian Open main draw spot. Of course, right now he might seem like pretty far out to you because he's like 80 points away, but in the ATP race he is pretty close. So.
And a beautiful forehand down the line to make it 40-love for Watanuki. Felix tried to find an angle there from the return, but Watanuki just punished that with power.
Yeah, the timing of Watanuki in general, like it's something you can't really teach, I think, and in a way, he's like even more impressive sometimes than many players who are ranked higher than him, who like play the game in a more conventional way.
Yeah, it's very impressive shot making as he pulls out a drop shot here, but Felix gets to that one with ease. Watanuki chases down the overhead though and almost punishes it. He got to it with some nice power, but misses it into the net. 40-15.
Yeah, Brody has that quarterfinal to defend, as you say, but just on a general level, right? He is currently 100th live in the ATP race. After Washington, and like the other tournaments this week, he's probably gonna be like 105, 104. So yeah, basically just needs to do what he's been doing so far, and he might get there.
Watanuki misses the first serve into the net. Good return from Felix. We have a backhand exchange. Watanuki barely gets to that one, actually had to slice it. But he comes up with a beautiful forehand cross court. What a shot maker Yosuke Watanuki is. Honestly, 6-5 up with Auger Aliassime once again serving to stay in the match.
Yeah, second round in New York is like 70 points, right, from the qualifying. So that's like almost winning a challenger. Maybe in the next few months, maybe Brody focuses his schedule a bit more on challengers, I guess, because the last few months he has been, of course, playing the grass season, ATP Tour events, now also Washington. Like maybe down the stretch, in the final moments of the season, maybe he's gonna have to try I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like a
We're,
very
we're,
exciting.
we're
Mhm.
going to get him in Cary and Winnipeg
Oh yeah,
on the
he's
tour
already
before,
playing it. Then yeah,
yeah,
I
before
think
going
that's what
into
he
the
needs to do
qualies.
to try to get to that top 100 by the end of the year. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
because otherwise, in like Washington or like Toronto qualies, he would be running into guys like Greek Sport, and then it's really hard. Even here in Washington, he won a match and it's still like what 20 points.
Yeah, not that well rewarded.
Of course, we are still like he still hasn't lost to Greek Sport, but we are already kind of assuming he will. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't really mind either way, but doesn't seem like much is happening in that one. Greek Sport still serving at a very high percentage and winning basically all of his service points, and of course, up a set
Jake,
and a
you're
break.
drinking coffee at this time.
Ooh,
That's a bit of an insane move, but I guess I respect it if you're planning to stay up late for these beautiful matches that we have later on. But that's a power move. Coffee like right before midnight.
by the way, John, I was thinking about this recently. Um, about what you said. He would have made top 100 if Wimbledon 2022 had points. When would that happen? Because when I actually started trying to check it out, I actually wasn't able to find a
He
ranking
he he
list.
he definitely would have, because I remember looking at that. I don't know if it was right after, but I think there definitely was a point where he would have broken the top 100.
I'm not actually sure, the highest his ranking got since Wimbledon 2022 to Wimbledon 2023 was 129, I think. So it's kind of tricky, right?
But I think
Like
that was like a pretty tight period, and it was like 90 points, right?
90 points. Yeah, I
That I
understand.
think would have covered it.
Maybe there's a moment like this, but like through very brief research, I have to say, I haven't been able to find it.
Hmm.
But maybe it actually exists. Now that I pulled up a ranking list from August, it was 99 points here, or sorry, or like close to it, because I'm actually looking at the 101 ranked player. Yeah, like about 102 points. So yeah, maybe it actually happened. um but yeah, I don't think it was like for a long while or something. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just briefly, but
Mhm.
maybe. Well, I'm basing that on the fact that John told me about it quite a lot. We need to look at
So we have,
2021,
we have
2022.
15
No.
all
Why
here.
2021, 2022? No. 2022 to
Auger Aliassime
2023.
approaches. Watanuki comes up with a beautiful passing shot. Was that in? That was insane. Yes, that was in.
It
Beautiful
was,
passing
yes.
shot with the forehand. And 15-30, Watanuki 2 points away once again.
I guess when I have, yeah, I know that you're probably basing this on a conversation with either Liam or David. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. Like I'm gonna try to do the research on it soon and check it out. Maybe there was like a week like this, but I am actually kind of curious now.
What a shot that was from Watanuki. My goodness. We're in a rally again. 15-30. Auger Aliassime aggressive approaches. And that's a beautiful sort of half volley drop shot that he just put over the net. 30 all.
Oh, that's a nasty one. Watanuki kind of stunned, and I can't blame him.
Mm.
Such an important moment as well.
Auger Aliassime coming up with the goods so far when put under the pressure. Watanuki pushes him back with a good return. They have a forehand cross exchange. Auger Aliassime takes it down the line. Watanuki just puts a backhand into the net. Unnecessarily aggressive from that one. Wasn't really in an advantageous position. So it's 40-30 for Aliassime.
Yeah, again, like some mini chances for Watanuki, but it wasn't actually, a match point, a virtual match point or something.
Yeah.
It
Big
didn't get to
big
it.
serve out wide, puts it away, and we're in a second set tiebreak here.
Never got to that. Yeah.
Watanuki starting off with a mini break. Oh no, sorry, that was a hold. My bad.
That's fine. You're
1-0.
excused. Yeah, Watanuki definitely trying to rally with Felix a little bit more the last few games. It's kind of working, but at the same time, the errors aren't flowing.
Yeah, I think he would almost be better off trying to be a bit more aggressive with the return. Since, I mean, Felix had a couple of errors early on when he started to do this tactic, but I think more recently it's been Watanuki finishing the points with an error, as he does here. Backhand into the net, 1-1.
Yeah, like it's working in the sense that he's making Felix play these balls, but he isn't really making these errors, so
Yeah, it's just giving him more rhythm. He's not really dominating the rallies in any way. Good serve from Felix out wide with the ace there, 2-1. Auger Aliassime. Missed first serve from Watanuki. We have a rally here. Forehand exchange. Watanuki pulls the trigger cross court and misses. 1-3. Oh yeah, we have lost Damian. He's been having some technical issues. He should rejoin soon. Exactly, Ghosty. Slovakia is not overrated, underrated, if anything. Watanuki comes in with the big first serve. Auger Aliassime missing the return. 3-2, but Auger Aliassime still has that mini break. He has been serving quite well for most of today. Goes for a serve out wide, misses it long.
Yo, my computer blue screened and I'm here on my phone right now. But well, we'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah. We have the second serve, 3-2 up Auger Aliassime. Watanuki a bit more aggressive with the backhand, but Auger Aliassime dominating the rally, approaches, but actually misses the volley there, so it's 3-3. We're back on serve. into the tiebreaks.
I hope StreamYard works in the background, because otherwise I have no way of watching. Okay, it seems like it does.
Yeah, it's working sort of so far. So we're 3-all after the changeover. Felix still serving. Let on the first serve. Big serve down the tee. Watanuki does get it back and quite high. Aliassime lifts the forehand. Watanuki with the drop shot. Felix gets there, lobs him. Watanuki gets back to it, lobbing Felix right back. Felix hits an overhead from way behind the baseline. We're back in a rally here. Lifted backhand from Aliassime, sets up an inside-in forehand, but Watanuki comes in with the cross-court forehand winner to take the mini break for himself. 4-3 up now.
And 2 points in a row, and of course this rally was like actually insane. So
brilliant rally. Yeah, great stuff.
Maybe this is another one of these, these points that we'll be mentioning when it comes to this match, along with the second serve ace.
yeah. I mean the tactic was clear there from Auger. Aliassime lift that backhand, the forehand down the line that he put. Maybe could have had more aggression on it. Watanuki gets a free point off of the serve here, with Auger Aliassime missing the return. 5-3 up, and once again 2 points away from sealing the match, a position that he has been in already twice earlier on,
but not on his sort of on his own serve, because it's just 1 point on his own serve. But
yeah, misses the first serve here. And Auger Aliassime, a really bad miss with the forehand. 6-3 up for Watanuki and 3 match points. First 2 on Auger Aliassime's serve. Let's see if he can dig himself out of this, but that was a poor forehand miss off of the second serve, similar sort of to the set point in the first set that ended up sealing it for Watanuki. Just didn't seem like there was much of anything on it, and he just misses it wildly.
Yeah, looks like I'm not going to be able to get back into this match on my computer since Firefox is also installing an update.
And Auger Aliassime misses a first serve wide here. Watanuki aggressive, goes down the middle with the return. Auger Aliassime pushing him side to side with the forehand. Watanuki pulls the trigger down the line with the backhand, and he wins this match 7-6, 7-6. The best win of his career so far for Yosuke Watanuki, and hard-earned, taking out a struggling Felix Auger Aliassime, struggling throughout the season. He wasn't really struggling in this match. It was a decent performance, probably the best one in a while, but Yosuke Watanuki just would not be denied today. What a win.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Watanuki is a nightmare opponent when you're as desperate for rhythm and, as Auger Aliassime is right now. Like, he's just trying to look for much practice, and then he runs into Watanuki, so that's definitely not a new low for Felix.
No, this was his best performance probably since like Miami or Indian Wells or
That
something.
would be
Like
extremely disrespectful to Watanuki. Like the low was at Wimbledon, probably.
yeah.
I think. Roland Garros as well, but at Roland Garros we just all like he was just hurt still. So like Roland Garros was passable because of that. Wimbledon was not great, and losing to Watanuki is fine for like almost any top player. I think it's just that sort of a matchup. When you play Cressy in the opening round, you're also not going to be happy about it, right?
Yeah, I mean
And that's
nowadays Cressy has been really really
yeah.
bad this
No,
year.
but you
But
know what I mean. Yeah.
yeah, like
Stylistically, when you
he
run
just
into
doesn't
someone
give
like
you
that,
any rhythm at all,
yeah,
and he has incredible shot making potential from any place in the court. And as he has shown, he will go for it on the return. He will go for it from any situation. Today, it really paid off. The nerves didn't really come into it at any point. The shoulder issue also didn't really seem to hamper him that badly, and it's a well earned win for Watanuki. And Felix, despite the loss, still signing some autographs here. Nice to see for the fans.
yeah. So I definitely don't think it's a new low or anything. It's just
No.
a tricky opponent, and he is desperate for rhythm right now. Watanuki doesn't give you any. Good for the Japanese though to finally get over the line in one of these top 20 matches, right? Because
Mhm.
against Hurkacz, Nori, Tiafoe, I mean these were all matches where he had his chances, and he just wasn't taking them, especially Hurkacz. But yeah, all of these matches in general, and he finally did it. There were some moments when certainly, especially the first set could have been cleaned up more easily, even the second one. But all's well that ends well, right? So for Watanuki, it's just an excellent win. And let's see how his shoulder is, right? You said he plays
Yeah,
Humbert next?
yeah. I was just about to ask you about that Ugo Humbert in the next round. How do you see that one going?
Based on the fact that Watanuki has some little issue and like Humbert kind of seems maybe even less fragile than Auger seem right now. I think his style maybe is also a little less vulnerable to Watanuki's game. So I still call Humbert the favorite. But if people are still thinking that like Watanuki has players that he'll be afraid of or something, that's not really the case.
Yeah. I mean, I could really see that one going either way. We saw Humbert struggle a little bit today. It dropped a 6-1 set to Kokinakis in the middle of that match. So yeah, it will really just be about who shows up on the day, who's hitting more
Yeah.
cleanly on the day. Both are very very hard hitters. Both are very talented shot makers. So I think that for me is like a full on 50-50.
Yeah, and I see Jake is also commenting on Brody Greek Sport. We haven't been watching that one, but like only from the stats you can already learn a lot, I think, just about the level of dominance that Talon has had over this match.
Yeah, 5-1 up in the second set for Greek Sports, so he's probably going to wrap that one up quickly. Andy
Still
Murray,
barely
meanwhile,
losing points on serve.
up a set and a break. Mihalikova wasn't able to close out the match. She and Yang won the first set over Zvonareva van Siegemund 6-2, but it ended up being Zvonareva van Siegemund 2-6, 6-3, 10-7, closing that one out. But yeah, with that, I think we can slowly start to say goodbye. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us, for watching the stream. Any parting thoughts?
Yeah, hopefully one day we will get to know how old John Silk is. That's all I have to say. And congrats to Yosuke Watanuki. Um, Such a fun style, and I'm glad to see him get that win finally. Maybe it will also allow him to like stabilize inside the top 100 because of course he is 99th right now, but it's like not certain at all. And he has these Japanese challengers at the end of the year to defend. So of course he's going to do well in them if he even plays them, right? Because if he now gets some fantastic main tour results over the next 2 months, maybe he doesn't even play there. But yeah, this win should really help him, like both mentally and ranking wise as well.
Yeah, this already takes him up to 93, above Ugo Gaston, above Gofan, Schwartzman, Cilic. Gives him a 40-point buffer between him and
What a
the
pack in
and the
there!
top 100 line.
What a
Yeah,
pack in there! I mean, three top 10 players in a row.
Yeah, all all stacked on top of each other. Unfortunately, we will likely see Chilich plummet even more
And
quite
Schwartzman,
soon.
Goffin, I don't know. He beat
We'll
Sachko today,
see.
so maybe there's still hope. But Schwartzman and Cilic, at least Diego is playing, so he has some chance to gain points. But yeah, Cilic, we'll see.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We will one day uncover the mystery of John Silk's true age. But today is not the day. But thank you for joining us nonetheless, and we will see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.